What's up, guys? Welcome back to the channel. I am JKG. Today we got a good one for you. I am going to give you a spotlight on one of my most favorite champions early on. If you've been in my live streams as we live stream this game here on the channel or over on Twitch, twitch.tv/JKG Brandon. Links are going to be in the description below. But Pangu, love this hero. He does immensely cool stuff, right? We're gonna take a look at all of the stuff that we have here for him. But before we get into our little spotlight here on Pangu, I want to say thank you for all of the support on the channel recently. You guys are absolutely blowing me away with your support. All the subscriptions, all the views, all the likes, all the comments. You guys are knocking it out of the park. So keep that up. If there's a hero you want to see a spotlight on, or a floor of the caverns you want to see a spotlight on, or a team, by all means drop it in the comments down below, and I will try to do my best to make that happen here for you guys in the coming weeks while we have our hands on the game. So that being said, let's kind of dive right on in. Now, this is not a build guide, okay? This is like maybe like the best way to build him in a way. However, as all things with this game right now, it is only in alpha wave 1, so their kits could change quite a bit by the time the game is fully released. But for wave 2 alpha, I think this might be the way to go if you can. He is going to be really awesome if you have pulled him. We're going to start out here with his leader bonus. His 35% HP in all battles aura. His base attack, World Splitter, is going to attack an enemy by 18% of his HP, 150% of his attack. And if he has more initiative than speed, then if he has more initiative than speed, he's going to increase their resistance by 1%. Otherwise, he's going to increase defense by 1%. So either way, he's going to get a little bit more tanky. Just which do you want? Do you want to lean into speed, or do you want to lean into initiative? That is something you're going to want to debate with yourself. I have my thoughts on it, and I'll get to that in a little bit when we get into the gear for him. And how to gear him, but we're gonna just kind of real quick go over all of his kit here. So Heaven and Earth, his core skill, places accuracy up 2 on this hero for 2 turns, then attacks all enemies. This does hit pretty damn hard. This is going to be by 22% of his HP, 120% of his attack, and 1200% of his initiative. If he has more initiative than speed, he's going to place defense down on each target for 2 turns and increase his speed by 50. Otherwise, places initiative down on each target for 2 turns and decreases his own speed by 50. So that's kind of one of those things. If he has more initiative, he's going to increase his speed and do a defense down. If he has more speed, he's going to decrease their initiative, so they're not going to be able to build their divinity as fast, but he's also going to slow himself down. So that's kind of one of the things that you want to take into consideration really, really heavily when you're building him and you're gearing him out. His ultimate ability, Yin and Yang, places resistance 2 on himself for 2 turns, then attacks all enemies, 25% of his HP, 150% attack, and 1200% speed. If he has if he has more speed than initiative, he's going to place Drain 2 on each target for 2 turns and increase his initiative by 50. Otherwise, he's going to place Speed down on each target for 2 turns and decrease his initiative by 50. He's going to gain 40 divinity when attacking enemies under a debuff. So that is something to keep in mind when you're going to gear him as well. If on his passive, if he has more initiative than speed, then his attacks steal 10% turn meter from the target. Otherwise, they steal 10% divinity from the target. So if you build him with more speed, you can take him into floors like 120 to maybe try to steal some of that divinity from the golem. That's another way to get around that. That is a different video. I'll try to link that video up top there in the in the card up at the top. But as far as the gear on him, you can kind of see it's nothing special. I do have the Heka of Osiris. I did put an imprint on this weapon. We're gonna take it off and equip it again because we'll be able to see exactly what that does here in a moment. But Heka gives you gain 9% of current HP as attack. This is the weapon that I was using on my Anubis. I still like to swap the weapon Heka in on Anubis when I'm just wave clearing and farming for stones and stuff like that, because it is incredibly better for just wave clearing and general progression. If we kind of come over here to the abilities, now we see a second passive, which is the Osiris passive because of the imprint. When above 50 HP, when above 50% HP, increases damage this hero inflicts by 10%. Otherwise, decreased damage inflicted by this hero, or otherwise decreases damage inflicted on this hero by 10%. So really cool little yin and yang type of an imprint here from Osiris, where the more HP we have, the more damage we're going to do, and if our HP is lower, we're just not going to take damage as much. So that's a really cool little skill there. As far as gearing, he's very similar to it turns out he scales really well with HP, guys. So he's going to be a lot like Anubis. Just stack as many pieces you can that have the HP as the main, and go ham on HP. Go ham on HP. Go ham on speed and initiative both, and then take your pick. I'm personally going a little heavier on initiative than speed with him, and also trying to get crit rate and crit damage after I get those three. So HP, speed, initiative, then crit rate, crit damage, accuracy if you can, and accuracy. And we don't have any kind of like PvP, so resistance isn't quite as necessary right now in alpha. But if you're gonna get into PvP when the full release comes out, resistance is always going to be something that we're going to want to build in. So those are his skills and kind of the base, kind of how to build him. I'm not going to really go into like what sets work best or anything like that, just because the sets are really going to change quite often. Actually, let's go back to the hero screen, because I do have him non-awakened. He has no awakenings, but on his ascensions, you can see we do have 3-star ascensions. I think we can maybe I'm still farming, trying to get more of the perfect alchemy stones here to take him up to a full 6-star ascension. I think his damage is going to really take off a little bit more once we get him up there, because you can kind of see we get a little accuracy with the HP and then some more crit damage on top of that. So that's something that I think is going to be really, really nice for taking him around and doing all kinds of battles. But let's take him into a team. We're just going to do a normal wave clearing type team here that I'm running. I'm going to take it off here, but we basically just kind of want to see what we're doing. So we're just going to A1 with everybody until we get to Pangu. So we're not really worried about, for the showcase, we're not really worried about, beating the stage or anything like that. I just kind of want to show you what he can do. So we close it down to 1 speed. We have Pangu here. Let's go ahead and start out with his Heaven and Hearth, his core ability, 22% of his HP. And if we come in here, it's an AoE. You can see there 32k, about 28 to 32k between the three heroes that were there. Let's go ahead and we'll let Anubis take his turn. Or that was Shamash, I apologize. So let's go ahead and take out Leonidas there, and we'll take a look at his A1. And he is Eternal Affinity, so we don't have to worry about who's weak, who's strong. So let's go ahead and take out who's got the highest HP. I think this guy over here does, but you can see there 40,000 on the A1. So yeah, we definitely want to be able to kind of cycle through and get back and forth to a lot of his skills, because he does hit pretty dang hard. And I think what we might want to do is we might want to see if we can just prolong the battle here, so I can show you his ultimate as well, because his ultimate is not up for use just yet, so that's fine. Let's go ahead and base attack everybody until we can, hopefully we can get his, there it goes, his ultimate is ready to go now. So we are going to use his ultimate skill, and remember, he's going to place resistance up on himself and then attack all enemies for 25% of his HP, 150% of attack. We don't have a ton of enemies here, but that's fine. Boom, you can see 32k. We almost took out Shamash there with one hit. 33 on the core ability, so you can definitely see he is somebody that you can build some damage into. He really, ooh. Okay. We have our first awakening for Anubis. That's a pleasant surprise. So, okay, congratulations on watching till this part. But yeah, those are his skills in action. And this was actually what floor was this? This was floor 125. This is where I'm farming, trying to get some red alchemy stones, trying to get some alchemy stones just in general to ascend, fully ascend my heroes. But yeah. This is Pangu. He's definitely one. If you get him early, you're going to want to take him to 5-star. You're going to want to stack a ton of HP on him. Again, take your pick with speed or initiative, but build them both so you can actually cycle through and get your ultimate back more and more times. And then the more times you do that, the more damage he's going to do over the course of a long fight. And then crit rate and crit damage off of that. But that's going to do it for this one. If there's another hero you want to see me do one of these kind of spotlights on, let me know in the comments below. If there's a specific boss, a specific floor that you want to see, let me know in the comments below. I will try to make it happen while I have my hands on the game here for the next about a week, I guess. That's going to do it for this one, guys. I hope you did like it. If you did like it, go ahead and hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. Again, it is free.com, y'all. And I'm going to see you in the next video. Love you guys. Peace.